The good thing about reporting and not being bound by whatever the journalistic Hippocratic oath is that I can log it any way I want. Today was a very short day and I didn't win a lottery ticket into the courtroom, but I could watch the proceedings from the overflow room. None of the Jacksons were there this morning. From what I understand, Mrs. Jackson is going to need someone other than a family member to sit with her for emotional support. I mean, there's now a sign on the courtroom door that says witnesses are to remain outside unless called in. So, Mrs. Jackson, if you need anybody for emotional support, I've been told I'm very good. The only witness today was Detective Martinez, and the topic was Conrad Murray's debt, trying to establish motive. Brian Panish, Katherine Jackson's attorney, was attempting to go over the documents that Detective Martinez accumulated during his investigation. Jessica Stebbins, the attorney for AEG, stonewalls him with objections. Documents are court documents and public records. So there was a compromise made when Judge Palazuelos said for the jury to regard Detective Martinez, his conclusion is opinion and not truth. Although any juror would be remiss not to come to the same conclusion that Murray was in financial dire straits, as Detective Martinez said. Then we got to see a phone log of the calls that were made from Conrad Murray's phone, focusing on 11:30 p.m. June 24th to 3 p.m. June 25th. Were calls and emails from AEG, and then they briefly discussed call received at 11:26 that Detective Martinez thought might be Michael Lemire Williams, and then there was the call at 1:08 that Murray made to Nicole Alvarez. Now this is where I got a little confused because they were saying that that call went through two different cell towers, which usually means the caller was on the move. But from what we knew, Murray was in the 100 North Carrollwood residence at that time, right? Then the trial recessed because a juror needed to attend a funeral, but that's when we got to go into the courtroom and see the motion. The first motion was from AEG to move Travis Payne and Stacy Walker's testimony because they're leaving for Japan on May 15th. So they suggested May 10th. And Panish's group says, well, maybe we have a third-party witness scheduled for that date and it would depend on their availability. And then AEG objected to Panish's group adding even more witnesses to the lengthy list of witnesses that they already have. And the judge asks about that. They say we're adding two, Grace and Ed. Audible gasp from the audience. Oops, that was me. Because we know that if Grace gets up there, some private, previously protected, possible patty cake games might have to be disclosed. Both sides have been trying to find her and subpoena her. Panish found her first, but she'll probably be testifying for both sides. And that's all there was today.